Hey guys, so I'm not watching Double or Nothing right now. I'm just going by what people are saying online. I might watch it later, at least try to catch some highlights. But I wanted to address something that that I noticed from just Alex and OTRSCentral, Jeff Siegel, the Sleg Daddy. It was right after the the Young Bucks match with Moxley and Kingston, which of course the Bucks retained after hitting 4 BTE triggers to win on Moxley. But it was the kind of the reaction online with OTRSCentral and how they felt about it. They were cool with the first match, but then this match came along and it was just basically the same, as they called it, the Bucks of Suck standard match. Like, it was basically the same match over and over again. And, Alex, of course, being of a different opinion, he praised the match. He liked it. And, he responded to what Jeff said, and others responded to what Jeff said as well. And my response was basically that, Jeff, in fact, my response was basically that this is what I said, after hearing what the response from, between, Alex and Jeff, because, Alex, because this is what Jeff said initially. This is what Jeff said about an hour ago initially. He said, we are 2 matches through this show. One match was pretty good, and the other was the typical Bucks of Suck BS. It's great to have fans in the building. Doesn't mean we should have zero standards for Double or Nothing. And then Alex responded, dude, of all the nights to be critical, you choose this one? This is what we wrestling fans have wanted for over a year, and AEW is delivering. I don't get it. So, that's what Alex said, and I'll show you basically, if you can see it well. This is basically what they said. Again, that was the initial tweet by OTRSCentral, and then of course this was Alex's right here, and then here was mine. Mine was like right here. Mine's right here, if you will. And my response to that was to Alex that this is what I told Alex in response to it, and I quote, I think from what I'm seeing here is Jeff feels that the Bucks matches have always been the same style of match over and over, and that it's become predictable and repetitive. All he is asking for is a change, a bit of variety, so it's less repetitive, in my honest opinion. And I put, in my honest opinion, in parentheses, if you could see that. So, yeah. That's what I said in response. And, me and Jeff are around the same age. I'm about a year and a half, 2 years older than him. But, we're both old school 80s guys. We grew up in the 80s and the 90s. So... basically, sorry about that. I heard something. But like I said, we're guys that grew up in the 80s, as well as in the 90s and early 90s, early to mid 90s. So we kind of, we kind of have a certain, some of us have a certain standard when it comes to wrestling, especially if it's tag team wrestling, and usually that means having a bit of variety, if you will. And I think, like I said there, I think that's what Jeff wants. I mean, Jeff basically, when the Bucks do something, excuse me for saying that, but when the Bucks do something, if you will, that even surprises him, he will give him the props. He will, give him respect, if you will, for doing something that was out of the norm. When it comes to one of their matches, either it's tag team, singles or even multi-man matches, he'll give him credit. But the problem is that with someone like him, with a tag team match, you always expect something different. It's like you can still do the same, moves of doom, if you will, or the same kind of repetitive moves here and there, but that once in a while you need to change it up, make it different. Kind of allow yourselves to prove to the world that's against you that, hey, we can be different. We can have variety. And I think that's what Jeff wants. I think that's all Jeff wants. That's all he's asking for is a bit of variety. He's not saying that the Bucks are a bad tag team. He just wants them to show a little bit more variety in what they do, along with the fact that he doesn't want them to keep doing the same stuff, because all it is just them trying to get themselves over and being nothing but marks with each other. And like I said, being someone that grew up in a time frame where, tag team wrestling or individual wrestling was never about that, as much, if at all. Even by today's standards, some promotions like, let's say, WWE, New Japan, Impact, they have tag team wrestling and all that, and in individual superstars that, they do the same kind of stuff the Bucks do, but they change it up. They give variety, and most of the times that when they do it, even if it's a repeat of the same style match they've had before, they don't do it to get themselves over. They don't do it to mark out for themselves in front of the world. And I think, in a way, that's what pisses Jeff off. It's not the fact that he doesn't think they're talented in the ring, or that they can be good in-ring competitors, if given the opportunity, if given the opportunity to showcase the fact that they're more than just flips and kicks. It's the fact that they always seem to be on repeat. It's basically like if you watch a movie that you love, you've loved since you were a kid, and you watch it constantly, anytime it comes on, or if you have access to it, you decide, hey, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch all 90 minutes to 120 minutes of it, because you like it. And yet you'll have people, maybe family members or friends, that'll be like, why do you keep watching it? You know what's going to happen. You pretty much know every line. You pretty much know every scene, every moment that's going to occur. You're being repetitive by watching the same movie over and over again. But the thing is, the reason we're repetitive by watching it over and over again is because we love it. We love it. It's something that we enjoy doing, and it allows us to mark out as a fan, of that movie. The same thing with the Bucks, but the thing is, though, the difference though between the Bucks and someone like ourselves outside of them, looking in from the outside, if you will, the big difference is when it comes to watching movies. Yeah, we can watch the same movie, every time it comes on or anytime we feel like it, even though we know what's going to happen from beginning to end. But, we can also basically, have a variety. I mean, look over here. This is a whole, shelf worth of variety. This is a whole variety's worth of movies. And I could choose from every single one of them, if I felt like it, to watch something different. Like I could watch, the Superman one tonight, and then tomorrow and then afterwards, I could choose either to watch it again, or I can watch Gods and Monsters, the Justice League movie that they did. I've got that choice. And that's what, I've got a variety to choose from. And to me, that's what Jeff Shiegel's trying to get at. It's not the fact that, again, he doesn't really hate the Bucks, but he feels that the reason they're known to him and others as the Bucks suck is because they don't change up their repertoire. They don't change up, the moves. They don't, give variety. They don't, prove that they can work a decent match without having to rely on the same old things over and over again. A lot of people, But in his, it's interesting. That's what people complained about, like, let's say with John Cena. Every match that he was in was always repetitive. But what John did later on, which kind of got people off his back, was he changed up. He started choosing different varieties of moves and everything to add to his repertoire, to his in-ring style. And that's what got people to not be so against him. I mean, they would still chant that he sucked, but they wouldn't be so against him because they started to see more of a variety in his moveset. And that's what Jeff is trying to point out, that if the Bucks don't want people to be critical of them, from himself to many others, to Jim Cornette or whatever, then what they need to do is change up the moves. They give variety, you know, and stop having the same kind of match over and over again. And that's about it. And I think on top of that, the main thing he would like to see is for the Bucks to stop putting themselves over. And that's it. I think that's the other main thing. It's like every time you know a match is going to be a typical repetitive Young Bucks match, most of the time it means they're going to go over and win. And that's the one thing he wants to see change and be part of that variety, that not only can they prove, you know, that not only could they prove that they could work a different kind of match, you know, without going down the same rabbit hole, if you will, time after time, but at the same time they could show that not only could they switch things up, but they can also put people over as well, and show that, hey, they do have respect for the business, they do have respect for tag team wrestling, and that they are willing to try, you know, things that are different. But again, you know, there are those that, but again, this is, you know, what I'm trying to say is, this is up, sorry about that, I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second, or what I was going to say, but anyway, but again, you have to realize that's up to the Bucks, and there's going to be fans like just Alex, you know, and many others that will defend them because, yeah, Alex knows they're repetitive. You know, Alex knows that. Solomonster knows that. You know, No DQ knows that. You know, everybody that likes AEW and enjoys a Bucks match, they know it's repetitive. And they probably wish that they would switch up too, but they're willing to accept the fact that if this is how the Bucks, you know, like to perform, then that's fine. And if the opponents of the Bucks agree to go along with it, that makes it even better, because it shows that those that go against the Bucks, you know, understand, you know, are willing to put the Bucks over in a sense, or are willing to basically, you know, go with the flow and, you know, kind of have a Buck style match, and, you know, that, you know, they've heard about, to kind of take part in that. I know that sounds kind of strange to say, but you kind of get what I'm saying. You kind of get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you know, with the Bucks, it's, you know, like I said, it's up to them to want to change, but fans support them. They support them because of the fact that they know that that's their style of wrestling. And they also know that the people they go against agree to that, because they know that's probably the best way the Bucks can perform. That's what I was trying to get at. That's what I was trying to get at. But the thing is, you know, when you look at how Jeff feels about it, you can see where he's coming from. Again, like I said earlier, you know, Jeff, he will give props to the Bucks when they do something that even you know, surprises him. That shows that they can change. That shows they can, you know, have variety, you know, in their matches. He'll give them the props, and he's done that. But when he sees something that he feels is nothing but repetitiveness, and it's the same kind of match, he's going to continuously call them out until they change. And like I said, people like Alex, you know, they may not agree with Jeff's opinion, and that's what's great about wrestling. You can have your own opinion on things. But, you know, Alex, the reason he defends it is because he likes good wrestling. And like I said, you know, he knows, along with others, that, yeah, the match is pretty much the same kind of match we've seen before. But basically, that's the kind of match that works best for the Bucks. because in his opinion, from his point of view, when he sees the Bucks trying to do something outside of the norm, it doesn't always work. But when they stay in their comfort zone and their opponents agree to help them in that comfort zone, it works better. But again, it's all up to a matter of opinion. And I guess in Jeff's own mind, as I said at the beginning, and as I said in the tweet, all he wants is a bit of variety given to their matches. He wants the Bucks to show that they can do more than just the same kind of match over and over again. That's all he asked for. But anyway, though, guys, I'm going to end the video here because I know it sounded like I was a little all over the place. You know, of course, doing this without a script or bullet points, you know, off the top of my head, unscripted and shoot style. You know, you kind of have your moments here and there. I also have my mom home, and she's watching the movies. We'll sometimes pause it, and or it will go silent and make me kind of wonder if she's going to get up or something, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to, you know, get interrupted or anything. But yeah, again, I do apologize if it sounded like I was all over the place, but I wanted to just get that off my chest and see what you guys have to say in return. So, again, I do apologize for that. Like I said, did this unscripted, no bullet points, shoot style. So, yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Do you agree with OTRSCentral's thought process about the Bucks and shit and everything? Do you agree that, you know, what I feel he's trying to get at is true, that they need variety put into their matches? What are your thoughts? Comment down below. Or do you agree with Alex? And, you know, we should just enjoy the, you know, event for what it is. You know, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are in the live chat during the premiere. I'll talk to you all later.